A chibi is a style of drawing that originated in Japan and was spread around the world through anime and manga. The defining traits of this style is by drawing an already established character as a much smaller than normal version with little limbs, minimal detail, and a massive head. When I think of chibi, I always remember the chibis of Edward and Alphonse as they are so iconic. Since leaving Japan, the chibi style of drawing characters has spread for comedic effect into many shows, usually used to show the character having some form of strong emotion. It has started appearing in other countries' animation, for example, Teen Titans, the 2003 one. It was not shocking that this Cartoon Network show was an early adopter to the chibi style in the US, considering the show itself was inspired by anime, which came from the same country as chibi. Another show inspired by anime that used chibi style is Totally Spies, which is a French-Canadian show. There's been a lot of chibi through Western pop culture. With the rise in popularity outside of Japan, it's not surprising that the mouse got its paws on it. And in the year 2022, it came out with the Chibiverse, its own TV show based around chibi characters. The Chibiverse, as mentioned before, started in 2022. It's a series of shorts starring chibi versions of iconic Disney characters, all living in the same universe. This show is a spin-off of Chibi Tiny Tales. Chibi Tiny Tales started off in 2020, which also features chibi versions of Disney Channel characters from the shows and movies. The characters in the show rarely speak and normally have sound effects or speech bubbles to show their reactions to situations they are put into. And when they do talk, it's often just sound bites from the original show, but sometimes they do get the voice actors to say very short, minimal lines. The first 6 episodes of Chibi Tiny Tales were all centered around the show Amphibia, which was one of the new shows on Disney Channel at the time Chibi Tiny Tales was created. My favourite short of the Amphibia ones is Quit Bugging Me, which is a series of unfortunate events that ruin Hop Pop's day. Amphibia was not the only show or movie to have shorts. There were other animated shows and movies like Phineas and Ferb, Big City Green, DuckTales, Moana, The Ghost and Molly McGee, but they also have live action movies in chibi form like Halloween Town, Descendants, Zombies. They had various crossovers in the shorts, the first being Descendants, High School Musical, Zombies and Minnie Mouse and Friends. The series is still going on as of 2025. The Chibiverse is a spin-off of Chibi Tiny Tales, but the Chibi Tiny Tales is also a spin-off to Big Chibi 6, based on the Big Hero 6 TV series. Big Chibi 6, the short, is a series compiled of 12 shorts that aired in 2016 between the 2 seasons of the show. Now back to the Chibiverse. The shorts in this series are longer than both the Chibi Tales and Big Chibi 6, which were around a minute. The Chibiverse knocks that time out of the park with 22-minute episodes. According to the Chibiverse lore, aka the theme song for the show, the Chibiverse was created in a top secret Disney laboratory that is hidden underground. This group of scientists grabbed a bunch of things from Disney TV shows like the book from Gravity Falls, Winnie the Pooh's Honey Pot, this chest from Amphibia, Perry's hat, a hat from DuckTales, both Uncle Stan and Dipper's hat. There were a lot of hats. Then they threw it all into some mashup machine which combined it all together into this tiny bean-sized orb. This led to all the Disney characters living in one place, interacting with each other in chibi version. In this, they seem aware that they are fictional characters, but the world is still real to them, and they are sharing their experiences with us through this TV show. At first, the first episode is called Pizza vs. Fireworks. In season 1, they use the shorts from the Chibi Tiny Tales, and they just add the host of that episode and their antics between the older shorts. The host of Pizza vs. Fireworks are from The Ghost and Molly McGee, joined by Big City Greens. Molly does most of the introduction stuff, while Scratch and Cricket argue over what they're going to do at the end of the show, either a pizza party or end it with fireworks. Scratch and Cricket organize a vote, but it ends up being evenly split. Scratch bribes Ida to make it snow so that it will be too cold to have a firework, but he is caught. Scratch and Cricket work to get the supplies needed for their chosen activity. Cricket gets Doofenshmirtz to make him a firework launchinator, and Scratch gets the pizza ingredients from various show characters, including Cricket's own sister, who is supporting the pizza party as the dog in the Chibiverse are against the firework, and she sides with the dog over her own brother. After obviously losing, Cricket decides to combine both of their ideas and make a pizza firework. I'm not sure those are safe to eat for multiple reasons, but who doesn't love a pizza fireworks party? I say any sane individual. Season 2 is a lot of the same as season 1, with more game show elements and an ongoing plot weaved through a series of shorts. Some of them are even new. My favourite episode from season 2 is called The Roast of Doofenshmirtz. The host of this episode is Tata from Primos and Kif from the show Kif. For some reason, Doof agreed to be roasted. Scratch does a roast, but it was lukewarm. Doof seemed scared the roast Marcy gave him.
Because deep down you know you're a weak, worthless clown incapable of accomplishing anything.
But the most notable of the roast was from Perry the Platypus. I know what you're thinking. Did he just make that noise he normally does? But no, the platypus actually talks in this.
Why, hello there.
Oh, that is weird hearing you speak.
He is given a device that allows him to speak. He doesn't really say anything important, but I just remember being shocked when I saw this on TikTok.
I'd take my hat off to you, but then you'd have no idea who I am.
At the end of the episode, he reveals the reason he allowed himself to be roasted is because it's part of his evil plan to take over the chibi world. But as normal, he is defeated, this time by little girls and a squirrel. Not the first time he has been defeated by a young girl. In season 3, they completely changed the format of the show for the better. The first segment of episode 8, which is the first of season 3, is called Grown Ups Island. The episode starts with the kids and the adults butting heads. So when a scientist from outside the Chibiverse accidentally drops a crumb from his sandwich onto the planet, it creates a new island. The adults immediately run away, abandoning the children. I wonder if they have chibi CPS. The kids become determined to crash the adult island, and because this is a Disney show, of course they sing about it. The island ends up being a positive for the Chibiverse, as the adults end up less stressed, but the kids can still have fun. The next segment in episode 8 is called Opposite Attack. The scientists accidentally leave the heater on overnight, causing a heat wave in the Chibiverse. Considering they made a new form of intelligent life, they're not taking great care of it. What's next? Are they going to spill a soda onto it and flood the place? Light a candle and the wax is going to drop and some people are going to be petrified in wax? I am just asking for a little care for the chibis. Anyway, to deal with another murder attempt by these so-called scientists, the chibis decide to have a beach day to deal with the heat wave. An unfortunate set of events lead to the entirety of the Chibiverse being turned into their opposite. My favourite was Phineas and Ferb doing graffiti and Scrooge McDuck giving away all his money. When he turns back to normal, he might die of a heart attack. Molly, Mabel and Tilly all turn evil and decide they want to make everyone sad and miserable, so the chibis have to fix the world. The first segment of episode 8 is Stan 11, which is a parody of Ocean 11. In this episode, Scrooge McDuck offers 1 million chibi coins to whoever can break into his impenetrable vault. Stan recruits a bunch of chibis, obviously Seuss. Then he has Cricket, Tilly, Scratch, Agent P, Briggs, Tabby, Tear, Tonita, Helen, and Eliza. It's a fun little heist episode. I am really glad they changed it. This series has so much potential outside of just being a way to repackage the chibi shorts from Chibi Tiny Tales. Expanding the lore of this world and allowing the viewers to see more of the day-to-day life of the chibi planet is more enjoyable to me personally. This show is still going on, and by the end of 2025, they will be in double digit, and I hope they continue seasons freestyle. I'm so looking forward to the Chibiverse growing and expanding. They have this reoccurring short called As Told By, which has chibi characters explaining the plot of their movies. The first one is Halloween Town. It's just the chibi version of the entire movie in a minute. My favourite is the High School Musical one, where they sing a parody of Breaking Free to explain the plot. I can't play it for obvious reasons, but I recommend going to listen to it. It is rather enjoyable.
Troy talk trash. How did he not see that webcam?
Whilst it is nice to see a lot of characters from TV shows I watched as a kid interacting with characters from more recent shows, it just feels like a graveyard from cancelled and ruined shows. Seeing Hailey's on it alongside Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, knowing both of these shows got cancelled last year, feels off-putting. I love seeing the Owl House characters again, but that show got rushed and mistreated. It just feels like they're parading around the corpses of shows that I loved for financial gain. If they truly wanted to profit off these characters, they should have continued the shows. Saying that, it is nice when the original voice actors from the shows come back to voice their chibi versions, like Kim Possible, which is exciting.
So, not the drama.
It is so very the drama.
And David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck was fun.
No, I get the slow clap, Stan.
Disney has uploaded all the episodes on their YouTube channel. Disney has recently learned how many views can be made from uploading their new and old content onto YouTube. I have watched several episodes of Wizard of Waverly Place on there, as well as the new Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. They must have seen YouTube is beating all other streaming services and decided to get a slice of that YouTube pie. As they are still making the Chibiverse, I hope they make chibis of some of my favourite shows that have seemingly been forgotten, like Lloyd in Space, Fillmore, The Replacements, and many more. I watch far too much TV. I could sit here and list a lot of shows that they have not mentioned yet. I'm keen to see how they continue the show, and will they get an overarching story that weaves through the episode, or will it remain episodic? Who knows? There are some shows and movies I was shocked to see, like Halloween Halloween Town. That came out 20 years ago and is quite old at this point. Dave the Barbarian had Lola in some of the episodes, Brandy Mr. Whiskers was mentioned, the Gargoyles. I was just not prepared to see all of them. So this show has been really fun for me to watch. And tell me if you've watched any of season 3 of the Chibiverse. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you watched Chibi Tiny Tales and some of your favourite shorts. And even tell me if you watched the Big Hero 6 one. I'm just interested to hear other people's perspective of this show. That is all. Goodbye.